There's a little movie coming out called Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool 3, if you will, that I am beyond ludicrously excited about. Now, it does bring up, though, a question about how much does somebody need to know already before going in to see Deadpool 3? Because it seems, at least on the surface, like a general knowledge of Logan is going to be necessary before you go in to see it. And then maybe a lot of people are going to go in and possibly be lost. Could we be facing another situation like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, where a lot of people came out, a movie that I think was pretty okay, but a lot of people came out going, I don't understand. Why was Wanda suddenly bad? What's going on? Because you needed to do some homework. You had prerequisite viewing you had to do to truly understand that film. Much like the Marvels. If you didn't watch Ms. Marvel or WandaVision, you went in there feeling like everybody else knows who these people are and I'm the only one who doesn't. Like, it's different than when you're watching an original film like Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knows who these characters are, and I know nobody else knows who it is. I'm on the same page as everybody. The Marvels, people went in feeling like, I feel like I'm the one who's behind. I feel like everybody else knows who these, I'm supposed to know who these people are, and I don't. Big problem in movies today. Well, director Shawn Levy, I think, is not unaware of this problem right now that a lot of these things are having. And he came out and said this that I think is going to be very reassuring to a lot of people. This is coming to us from IGN, who is quoting Shawn Levy, the director of Deadpool 3, saying this: I was a good student in school. I'll do my homework as an adult, but I am definitely not looking to do homework when I go to the movies, Levy told the Associated Press. I very much made this film with a healthy respect and gratitude towards the rabid fan base that has peak fluency in the mythology and lore of these characters and this world. But I didn't want to presume that. This movie is built for entertainment with no obligation to come prepared with prior research. Now, somebody could easily hear that comment and say, well, I mean, people would have to know who Wolverine is. Not necessarily. We already know that Jennifer Garner is going to pop up as Elektra. But here's the thing. There is a fundamental difference between being able to follow and understand a movie versus catching all the nuance of it. Like, I have no doubt. Like, I always talk about this. I had a friend of mine, first Marvel movie they ever watched was Infinity War. First movie they ever watched. Marvel movie they ever watched. And they did not feel lost at all. They felt like they were totally able to watch the film, understand what was going on, and enjoy it. But that doesn't mean they caught all the references. And that doesn't mean they knew all the nuance of certain things that happened. Sure, there's going to be some deeper cuts that'll be there for people who are already fans, some eye winks, Easter eggs, things like that. Things that'll have some more meaning. The key is, don't let an audience member feel lost if they didn't do all that pre-required viewing first. And I love what Shawn Levy is saying here, that, look, we're clearly they're going to have a lot of cameos. That's obvious, right? This is obviously going to tie in a little bit to Logan in a way. It's obviously going to tie into the previous Deadpools, clearly. But if you can then tell the story in such a way that a person coming in and just watching this for the first time, great. You know what a good example of this is? Why am I freezing on his name? The guy who starred in the second Hulk film.
Edward Norton?
Edward Norton. Thank you.
I was really confused because that to me is the first, because we're for MCU.
Yeah. Ed Norton's Hulk film, right? Okay, what if you don't know anything about the Hulk?
Right.
And you don't know about Dr. Banner and the radiation and the gamma and his transformation and blah, blah, blah. Do you have to go in and cover the whole origin story again? In that movie, they said, no. You know what we're going to do? In 90 seconds during the opening credits, we're basically going to tell that whole story in 90 seconds using news reports and headlines and stuff like that. And that's going to totally catch up the audience. Again, is there nuance a newcomer won't pick up on? Sure. But none of them are going to feel lost. And I think that's the way Shawn Lee's got to approach this. And I love that he's saying this. So are they going to get every joke, Chris? No, I don't think like a newcomer coming into Deadpool 3 is going to get every single joke. but they're not going to feel like they're not getting the movie. And I
Right.
think that's key. Anyway, you heard Shawn Levy's comments. What do you think about him?
I'm all for this. Because, yeah, you are going to miss some of the nuance. You are going to miss some of the minutia. But isn't that a great thing about fandom when it's accessible? And then you go, oh, I want to learn more about this. And then you
Yes.
go back to it and go, I get that joke. I understand that reference. We all
Yeah.
get to be Captain America then. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, watching X-Men 97, I think, is a great example of how that is a show that if you didn't grow up watching the actual show from the 90s, you can still jump in and you're caught up. They give you references. Oh, yeah, well, I had to deal with the Phoenix. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
the
yeah.
professor had this happen to them. You also don't have to have deep, canonic lore in your brain. It's great if you're like, oh, look at all these E for Extinction references. Oh, yeah, that happened in the Claremont run. You don't need to know that, but if you're a fan, you're super hyped because you catch all of those things. I think the beautiful thing about early Marvel, and hopefully what we're doing here, is that you did have this gateway into something. And that, I think, is what Marvel's been missing for a while. And we've talked about it ad nauseum on here, of just, you shouldn't have to have all these deep cuts. You shouldn't have to watch every single bit of this media to be able to jump in and simply enjoy something. So I'm very, very thankful that this doesn't need to have that deep lore. I'm still going to gasp at weird Easter eggs, and I'm sure my friends are going to be annoyed and be like, now what are you reacting to? What the fuck, Chris? So I think it's nice to have both of those things there.
Especially now, too, with Marvel kind of reestablishing themselves, because they've had a shaky couple of years. Reestablishing themselves, I think it's going to become more important than ever that the movies they put out now become, this is a phrase I've been using a lot of lately, but become valid entry points for new fans, or even fans who haven't been on the Marvel train for a while. So number one, make great product. That's the most important thing. But number two, make sure new fans are not excluded from being able to come in and enjoy this film. And hopefully that's what Shawn Levy is going to be able to accomplish here. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Wellness Company. Okay, so you wake up with a scratchy throat, congestion, runny nose, and cough. You know your body. You know you're getting sick. So your choices are tough it out, get sick and take time off work, or hope the doctor can see you this month, or wait 2 hours at urgent care and sit in a room full of sick people, or open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to the doctor-recommended prescription. Start on the right meds and nip this in the bud now. Your medical emergency kit is not a first aid kit. It comes with doctor-prescribed meds to treat over 39 medical issues. Strong antibiotics for infections of all types, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, bronchitis, and so much more. Plus, a doctor's easy guide so you'll know exactly what to take and when. There's no waiting to see the doctor, no waiting at the pharmacy. It's all in here. Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes. Your kit will be rushed right to your door, and you can get 15% off at twc.health/Campea and use promo code Campea when you check out. That's promo code Campea at twc.health/Campea. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Shawn Levy's saying, listen, homework is great in real life, but I don't want to do homework when I go see a movie. How do you feel about that? Do you think he's going to be able to accomplish that? Do you think maybe too many jokes in Deadpool are going to go over people's heads? Do you think he's going to be able to make it so it's totally understandable for them? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.